It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Tell them, Canada Dry.
It means it's 2 for 1 at the laundromat tonight. And I'm feeling lucky, and I know there's some moms in there tonight. It's time for some Todd McNasty action.
Hit the new intro.
Clear for takeoff.
That's all systems go. Need that AFW logo up. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Oh,
Can I just say, you knocked that out of the park, JFB. Good job.
wow. That's way better than I thought it was.
Now, what's cool about this is, like, it could be for any show.
Yeah. It definitely, it feels now like it's actually, everything's interconnected, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So you can play the other one, you can play this one. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter. Wait till you see the outro. I got a special surprise for you
Oh,
guys. Just saying.
JFB, you are spoiling us tonight.
It is the Christmas season.
As
As you can tell. Got my tree in the back.
Oh, yeah.
So
Got
you know what?
Christmas
Christmas
lights
blanket.
right here.
All I gotta say is it's Wednesday night. I am one of your hosts. I am dropping beats like Dwight Schrute.
Oh.
It's your boy, the Chief Shenanigans Officer. Come aboard. It's the JFB.
And like I said, it's 2 for 1 night at the laundromat. So all you single moms, get ready for some Todd McNasty action here on the All Effin' Wrestling channel. We're gonna do some, representing the F and the N, if you know what I'm saying.
I have a question. What if it's not a single mom who just wants a night of craziness?
Listen, I'm an equal opportunist. I can't even say it. I'm so nasty.
I was just curious if even Todd McNasty had a line or not. That's all.
Todd McNasty he can't get any lower. This guy, like someone asked if it was his porn name, and Canada Dry said, "What Todd McNasty does when he's in charge is up to Todd McNasty. That's how far Todd McNasty will go."
Okay. Well, right below Todd McNasty, I don't know if you can really go any further than we've already gone in the stretch of 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I am the truth. I am Lord Ryan Rich, and I am here to warn all the single ladies about Todd McNasty. Because this dude seems like a character. If you see him in a parking lot at night, I would walk the other way. Now, Canada Dry is fine, but Todd McNasty, you don't want no piece of that.
Listen.
You don't want no piece of that.
Todd McNasty knows what he is.
I know what he
knows
is.
what he is. He doesn't. He understands himself. That's why Todd McNasty is so special, because he can look in the mirror and go, "Yeah." He knows what he is.
Cool.
I'm going to start a law firm, and I'm going to represent victims. If you've been in contact with Todd McNasty,
hold on here, JFB. Here, Todd McNasty is only about consensual sexual intercourse. I make them sign the waiver.
JFB,
If they don't sign the waiver, they can get the hell out of my car. I don't care where we are.
JFB, can we add to the stinger? Todd McNasty is not anyway affiliated with AFW at all, so we are not responsible.
I'll add that little sliver of hope.
Todd McNasty is a effing AFW. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to follow that up, but
I would just say who you are and let's just move on.
yeah, you all know me. I'm Commissioner Joe, the EVP of everything that is AFW. And I just got to say, Lord Ryan Richard, is so great to have you back,
It is,
sir.
man.
Glad to see you back here with us on a great Wednesday.
Thank you.
Get out of you.
Now that Lord Ryan Rich is back, Todd McNasty doesn't have to fly solo anymore. I'm on top of you, Lord Ryan Rich. I'm on top of you now.
That's the way I've heard Todd McNasty likes it, so I'm not surprised.
I know the Lord Ryan Rich is a power bottom.
I'm an equal opportunity power everything, sir. I'm a power top and a power bottom. Thank you.
And you know what? I'm excited after the show. Lord Ryan Rich, the almighty JFB, and Commissioner Joe are going to have some of that EVP sauce. Yeah. That's fantastic.
I'm sorry.
Just in case you were tuning in, yes, we are.
This is a wrestling podcast, just in case you wanted to know.
Listen, when Todd McNasty gets on the air, it's an everything podcast. It's a sex cast.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Okay. Anyway, can we get that to Dynamite, please?
Yeah. So
But let me ask one of my fans.
I mean, that's fine. I've got to go take a shower first, but we can talk about
Listen,
it
if you
after
feel
that.
sticky, it's all good. Is Todd? I want to know if Todd McNasty's like Date Mike from The Office. Little known fact is Date Mike came to see me and asked, "How do I be like you?" And it didn't really work out for him because he came out like Date Mike, and that's no good. He didn't get the girl on that episode, did he?
no. No, he got the lady who manages it, who happened to
Well,
also
yeah, but she was married. Todd McNasty told him all about that. So
Okay, so we go to Kansas City after we eat some really good barbecue, drink the local brews. We head to the arena where we get to witness winter is coming tonight. AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite, and we start off with what I like to call a big, huge match. Pac, Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Jay White. That's how you open the show. I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to say it was good or bad. I'm just going to say this. I got surprised that this was the opening match. 100% surprised. Even with what happened on the main event, this still surprised me as being the opening match. But nonetheless, I really like Dark Cassidy. And when this match happens and we're trying to jockey position of who's going to start the match, because AFW, that was a prediction for us.
Mm-hmm.
See the shit you miss when you aren't in our league. You got 2 points if you could figure out who was going to start the match.
I did.
Well, I'll tell you what. Pac and Jay started the match. Pac and Jay start the match. After the shenanigans, of course, which I overlooked and approved ahead of time. Orange fighting like it's his job. Christian Cage was in the back. No, not in the back. He was in a box seat looking at what's happening. Within moments, the patriarchy leave. He stays, so you think, well, the patriarchy are going to interfere, which is not the case. Hangman Page comes out. They get into shenanigans. Next thing you know, Orange Cassidy apparently took offense to it. Now you got these 3 guys. You got Page, you got Jay White, you got Orange Cassidy, all 3 beating the living hell out of each other. I think you can kind of guess where this is going, but we'll talk about it in a second. But yes, indeed, it's probably going to go the way you think it's going to go. Canada Dry first match of the night. Go.
Well, there's 4 men in a ring together, all oiled up. This got my rocks hard.
I just can't take this the whole time, dude. I just can't do it, okay? So you need to drop Todd off at the pool and let him drop off the kids. We need Canada Dry back for this part.
Listen, I'm gonna have to be Todd for at least this segment, buddy.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, help us above.
Todd McNasty's he's gotten a lot of time here, so I've never been on the podcast, as you know.
That's true.
I've had little moments, but I'm really coming into my own here. So if you let me give my opinion, I'll have my opinion, and then I'll take a leave.
Okay.
But this match was really fine, just like JFB's ass. Anyways, it's actually really hard to just in character like that.
Yeah, well, when you say ridiculous things like JFB's ass, of course it is.
it's really hard to think. But yeah, this was a good setup. You had these 4 guys, all kind of vying for the title. Pac just kind of being his his lackey in this thing.
Yeah.
I thought the everything after was wonderful. Like,
yeah,
just everyone turning on each other. It's like Shivani said best. What would happen if there were a united front?
Yeah,
they couldn't stand a chance against like these guys. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to this match coming up at World's End, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, absolutely. Lord Ron Rich.
It's certainly a hell of a way to start off Winners Coming is by having that kind of a tag match. It was a great match. I'm not a fan of the ending. Like, you could have accomplished the same thing with shenanigans after the match.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like TK's doing and especially with the Continental Classic, there's always going to be draws there. So I feel like all this stuff where it's like thrown out or it's a draw or no contest or a DQ win or all that jazz, it just makes me feel like I'm watching WWE. And I don't like it, to be honest with you. So I hope he gets his head out of his ass soon.
Damn, it's good to have you back. I'm just going to leave it at that. This guy right here, Joe.
Before he goes, that's the first time I've heard Lord Ryan Bridge talk any shit about Tony Khan's company.
I mean, he called it.
Okay, yeah. So, I thought this was a great match up until the ending as well. We're building up to. I mean, I get why it happened.
Yeah.
But I like Lord Ryan Rich. That's what I like about AEW is there's always definitive winners.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes wrestling rather than me, like when we used to watch the Attitude Era where every match was pointless.
Yeah.
Like, DQ finishes make the match we just watched pointless, and I don't like that. I like my wrestling to have meaning.
Yeah.
But with that said,
makes me care less about the characters in the ring.
Absolutely.
But like I said, like Canada Dry said, I can't wait. I think this Fatal 4-Way is going to be an awesome match at World's End.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I quickly counter this because I don't feel like they're throwing in like they've had a few of them, like a couple recently where they had some DQ finishes, but they haven't had a ton of them.
But dude, they had like one the first 3 years. So in comparison, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's one of the things is that's how they distinguish themselves from WWE is by doing things a different way. So don't go start doing things that way.
You're handcuffing yourself by not allowing that every once in a while.
Yeah, but it's not every once in a while. They're doing it almost.
If you're doing it more than once in a storyline, it's too much.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I think when you talk about Tony Khan and you talk about in the comparison of DQ finishes to WWE, I think Tony Khan has been told by Warner Brothers to make your wrestling more broad because the average WWE casual fan doesn't know about any other wrestling outside of what they see on WWE.
Yeah.
Your moderately average smart wrestling fan is who watches AEW. We know who Will Ospreay is because we know he's from Japan. Whether we've seen him in Japan or not is regardless. We know he's from Japan. That's where he wrestled.
Yeah.
You know, so like you get that, and I think Warner Brothers wants to make this as broad as possible and get the casual WWE fan to maybe take a peek. And when they see a DQ finish, they go, "Oh, well, this is just like WWE. I think I might watch it." I think it sucks.
Now, just really quickly, start with JFB, and then we'll go around. How many DQs should you have in a year? How many DQ finishes?
If you want to be a legitimate wrestling promotion, like a Ring of Honor was, or I would say,
we're just talking about what should happen. Like in your,
I would say 2 a year.
Joe.
I don't know if there's a number. I think it should only be used when the story can benefit from it.
So you could put a number on that?
Infinity.
No, not
because you could do a lot though if you allowed that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe like a handful at most, but they like not all clumped up. They need to be spread out. I think
for sure.
If there's time between each one, that's fine. But like I said, I think it needs to be time, and if it serves the story, don't use these as a crutch to get to something. Just tell a good story, and you don't.
I like that. What do you think, Lord Ryan Rich? How many would you do in a year?
1 or 2, that's it. Because you can still use a time limit draw. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the bullcrap ending is what I'm talking about. So, like, if you like for time limit draws, those work well sometimes in certain situations. Like when Hangman and Danielson went the hour time draw, that was amazing. Like when done well, that's a great tool. Yeah. But this is just shenanigans for the sake of shenanigans because you don't want anyone to look bad. Like you have Pac there. He should be eating the loss.
Yeah, and I think they're afraid to have anyone in the dark, so not the dark, or the Death Riders to look bad at this point. I think that there's a bit of a fear there.
See, but you could have did all of this. You could have had Pac eat the pin.
Yeah.
And then you could have had Hangman come out afterwards
precisely
and have this exact same scenario, and you could still have the same promo that Moxley cuts later on in the show, and it works just the same.
Yeah, the only reason I think that they would do this is they're afraid for Pac to look bad at all.
I mean, Pac ain't
gonna
look.
Why?
He's Pac. Pac ain't gonna look bad.
I don't know that. That's the only reason I can think of that.
It's not a bad idea to have Moxley take the pin. And here's my reason why.
Moxley take the pin in this one.
Yeah. You have Moxley take the pin in this match. I think what it does is it gives you that sliver of hope. Like, ooh, champ can be dented. His armor got dented. You know, like you're like, ooh, I took a hit point off the final boss. And then you keep Moxley off TV until World's End, which is not long. What, two weeks? Right?
18 days, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks. Keep him off TV. Have him show up as a pay-per-view because nothing is going to impress the world than Jon Moxley beating the living crap out of 3 guys at the same time.
The only problem I have with that is it's too soon to do that.
I don't think it's too soon, but
it's like then you don't have John on TV for.
No, you could just have him. You could just keep showing those little vignettes of him out in the desert.
Yeah,
which there seems to be a little bit of change from week to week.
Yeah,
in these vignettes,
like 2 weeks of cutting nothing but promos at an undisclosed location. That to me, wait.
Before we move on from this, since we haven't had Lord Ryan Rich on in a couple weeks, I wanted to ask him. What would you think of a heel Orange Cassidy if he was to turn and join up with Moxley? We've had this conversation. We haven't had our resident OC superfan weigh in on this topic.
I don't have a problem with him going heel. I don't think it makes sense of him going heel to join the Death Riders. I would see it more as he goes heel to try to stop the Death Riders. Where he loses himself.
What I pitched was you have him join the Death Riders, but he's the one who breaks them up from within. Sort of like the whole Daniel Bryan with the Wyatt family, but actually told well and over time.
Wait, why is Tiffany claiming to be the queen of AFW?
I have no idea.
No,
Did she?
I heard
lose
she had something going on, but she wouldn't tell
tonight?
me.
Wait,
so.
did she lose tonight?
I don't know. We don't have any. We have matches on Saturday, so we won't have results till Sunday.
Well, why is she claiming to be? Is she the bad take queen?
I don't know. We will find out on Saturday or Sunday morning.
Yep.
But it seems like she knows something.
I don't
Maybe.
know what there is to know.
Did she lose on purpose?
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just the commissioner. Okay, I can't control what people do.
Wow. Sounds like Rick Pitino. I don't know anything about cheating. I'm the coach.
and then we got Matt. I'm the American Patriot of AFW.
Okay.
Oh, tough guy.
All right. So we get a really cool Bandito. We get a really cool Bandito promo, which is really interesting because this guy had almost zero personality in AEW, and all of a sudden they're giving him this really kick-ass vignette. Thumbs up. Way to go.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it was awesome. Basically, it's like Tombstone with Lucha Libre moves. That's basically what it was. And it was awesome.
My only concern with this is if they can keep this up after when he physically shows up.
Sure.
That's my only concern.
I saw posts of a faction someone wanted to create with the Hangman Page, Bandito, and Brian Keith.
I saw that too. That would be pretty.
I was like,
pretty
that
good.
would be a badass faction.
What would you call it?
Cowboy shit.
Okay.
That's
Cowboy shit.
Revolve them around outlaws, like the Outlaws or something. I don't know what exactly.
As long as they don't have a woman in the faction, because I don't think it would work unless she was a damsel in distress or something, or a woman of the night.
Thunder Rosa turn heel and join them.
We'll talk about Thunder Rosa in a bit.
It's the scorn of JFB.
Trust me, we're gonna have a addendum to the "What Grinds My Gears" episode we did this past Sunday.
Now, Canada has the Todd McNasty alter ego. Does JFB have an alter ego?
Oh yeah, evil JFB.
Oh, just evil JFB.
Evil JFB. Today is a kind, gentle Chief Shenanigans Officer at JFB.
Right.
Later, yeah, it's just going to get rough. You might want to buckle in. Anyways, we get the Death Riders in the back. I'm just going to say this. So Moxley talks about being a marked man. The audio was not very good, or John Moxley just can't speak English for some reason. Because I didn't understand. Maybe I understood 30% of what he said. I didn't understand. I don't know if it was the same with you guys. It sounded like he was talking with a bag of marbles in his mouth.
Well, he definitely sounded short of breath.
Yeah.
That's
but we
sure.
get him challenging Paige.
Paige, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Cassidy, and then
Jay White.
So we got a fail 4-way, which will be the main event at World's End. Anybody want to add anything to this?
I had no problem understanding Moxley at all. I don't know what.
Okay.
He just seemed a little tired.
Yeah.
I do want to bring something up because this is not my idea. I saw this on Facebook. But those promos that they're running for World's End with Moxley and the Death Riders in the desert.
Yeah.
Where he's
out on Dodge Ram.
Yeah. And like this time he had a flare. So this person is opining that he is either sending a message or he is signaling someone to come in for like some kind of backup or something.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's Ric Flair.
Or Shane.
How horrible would that be if it was Ric Flair?
I'll say this right now: if Ric Flair, for any reason, shows up in AEW again, I will not watch it.
I'm the power guy.
I don't want to see some geriatric gas bag alcoholic
Oh man,
limp his way through 3-second matches while he gets his ass handed to him.
I don't think he would wrestle. It's not going to happen. I don't think he would wrestle.
It's not going to be Flair.
Better not be.
I thought it was funny that he said Flair.
Yeah.
It's Ric Flair.
No, that was hilarious. Then I went on my own little trip.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Nah, it would be. It would be entertaining for the first week maybe, but that'd be like,
No, it wouldn't.
I mean, in all honesty, if they didn't use him at Sting's final match,
yeah.
no way in hell are they going to use him for this. I don't think Tony Khan wants anything to do with them. Much like he wants nothing to do with Ray Phoenix, apparently. So we go to Christian. So Christian calls out the 4 people of the fatal 4-way match, calls them all, and then he went kind of dirty. He did John Moxley dirty, and I'm sure Moxley gave him permission to go where he went. Basically, he was talking about getting another drink, John, and I'm going to send you to rehab. Then Hook shows up, which is storyline number 2 with Christian. Hook shows up, starts beating the hell out of Christian. Then the patriarchy show up. So there's no explanation where the patriarchy were.
They went to go get hot dogs.
It doesn't take that long to get a hot dog.
Have you seen the concession lines?
Yeah.
Lord
Pretty
Ryan,
long.
I've been to a Times game where we have the slowest people in Nashville serving food and drinks at exorbitant prices. It don't take that long. Unless you were going to the toilet afterwards, then you have a toilet.
Now,
dog.
JP, I know you're a movie buff.
Toilet dogs.
You're a movie buff, right, JP?
I am, yes.
Now, do you comment about this kind of stuff in movies too, where does that kind of thing piss you off?
It depends on the movie. If it's a mindless action movie or a rom-com where you don't have to invest anything in it, I don't care. But
if you find little plot holes, it'll piss you off.
I don't. Yeah, but if I'm into a serious movie, like this might win an Oscar, this might win a Golden Globe, yeah, then I start picking it apart. But I do it more on technically picking it apart. Like I didn't like the transition, I didn't like the angle of the shot, stuff like that.
Especially if it wins an Oscar for stuff like that, you're like, no.
Yeah. Like sound design, I couldn't comment on, but anything that has to do with video, I can add my 2 cents in all the time.
You know what bothers me? I hate as a military guy watching military movies and I know why they do it. They have to.
Yeah.
But when they just blatantly get uniform things wrong, it freaking irks my nerves so bad.
So there's an actual law that
you're not allowed to impersonate.
Yeah, you're not allowed to impersonate military people or police. And so the change in uniform, like even if you're watching LAPD and they call themselves the LAPD, there's a slight difference in the uniform. That way they don't get in trouble.
Even if you're acting, you're not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Nope, you're not allowed.
Yep, not allowed. Not allowed at all. So.
Well, technically, they're still impersonating them.
Yeah, but if you're not accurate, it's technically that's how you get around the loophole of impersonating them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're like, would a Marine do this? No.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Like,
why is that Marine eating Rice Krispie squares? I don't get it.
Like, if you want to be, if you want to know how I pull apart a movie, I don't like Braveheart. I think it's a horrible movie because it's so historically inaccurate, from the characters to the outfits they wore is not period accurate at all. It's just not.
You mean Hollywood didn't get it right?
Oh no. Yeah. That Jew hating Australian, he didn't get it right either.
So why don't we move on to the next match?
Yeah, let's move on to the next thing. So, let's talk about Christian, because I mean, the problem with Christian is Christian should not be in two storylines. One being an A storyline, which is for a world championship, and then a D storyline, which is, look, I get to play around with.
I don't mind that, JFB, because he's got that case that gives him an in.
Yeah, but that,
So he's not really in this storyline. He's got his like, I'm gonna cash in when I cash in.
he's appeared twice now in 2 weeks. Twice in 2 weeks. This is consecutive.
I think my problem is like he's more focused on this, so it doesn't make the Hook thing feel even remotely important.
Yeah, get rid of it. Get rid of it. And while you're getting rid of storylines, get rid of Hook. Just saying, Tony Khan, snip, snip, snip. Bottom line, my brother, you want to be in the black, not the red.
Off you go to NXT.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Gold League match that we get. We get Ospreay, we get Claudio. Here's a couple of my notes. Yo, you know what? Will Ospreay, I'm not an Assassin's Creed anymore. I'm a bounty hunter from the Star Wars universe because he's dressed up like Boba freaking Fett.
He is getting cooked so hard over his haircut on Facebook. It's not even funny.
It's
people calling him boy bands.
That's the next thing on my notes. Flat iron is here. Dude doesn't look right. Literally looks like, I don't know if you remember in Old School, David Spade's character, the guy who taught the women how to do a blowjob, and he had the bowl cut.
That's Andy Dick.
Yeah, Andy Dick. That's what he looked like. When I saw that haircut, that's the first thing that came to my mind is, holy crap, he looks like Andy Dick from Old School.
Now, who are we talking about here?
Will Ospreay. Yeah, his hair was all flat.
Oh,
I didn't even notice it.
I mean, this overall, this was an amazing. This was a great and amazing pro wrestling match, because you have two very slightly different guys. Both are hard hitters. Will Ospreay just tends to fly a lot more than Claudio does. But it was an extremely great match. Claudio obviously was not a fan of the finish. He decides to proceed to still beat the hell out of Will Ospreay before Darby Allin comes in for the save and sends Claudio scurrying away so he could join Jon Moxley in his Dodge pickup truck. Canada Dry, second match, go.
This match was phenomenal. Like I enjoy when you get two different styled wrestlers coming together and just mishmashing them and seeing it like that. But I realized something. The outcome of this match is why they decided not to let Pac be pinned, because you couldn't have two Death Riders going down to.
They're allowed to have a bad night as a faction.
I know, but that's I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying I think that's why they decided that. That's why I think.
Dumb reason.
I agree. What do you think, Lord Ryan Rich?
The match was awesome. I'm tired of Claudio being Mr. Impenetrable. Like, take Pepperoni Nipples and put him back at the bottom of the card where he belongs. I'm tired of seeing his ugly Swiss face on my TV every goddamn Wednesday night and Saturday night. Someone break the man's kneecaps and let him take a vacation.
You hate Claudio this much.
Dude, I can't stand the man. I don't like him. And he's just, look at me, I'm a tough guy. Like,
I know I used
screw
to
him, dude. Screw him. He should not be this pushed. There's more people deserving on the roster. Pepperoni Nipples, back of the line.
I don't know. Like, I used to be on that train, but this, like, I've kind of warmed up to Claudio a bit.
He could take his mouthpiece and shove it right up his ass.
That's very harsh.
By the way, this commentary is brought to you by Lord Ryan Rich's Murder Kits. That's right. Christmas sale, buy one, get one, half off. All you gotta do is just go to one place.
Yeah. Huh? This segment is also brought to you by Todd McNasty's Lube. It's McNastylicious.
Ew.
Okay, well, I feel very
I
violated.
think Todd McNasty is treading a little too close to Diddy territory, and maybe he wants to rethink his actions.
This lube is not going to get you into any legal problems, buddy.
Well, that's what Diddy told other people too, and now
Listen,
look at it.
this lube, each lube comes with a waiver.
All right, Joe, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I love this match. Like, you know, it's been said multiple times, styles make fights.
Yeah.
And these two styles mesh so well together. And I know you hate him, Lord Ryan Rich, but Claudio's he's a stable hand. He's going to make anybody he wrestles look amazing.
Yeah.
So weren't you part of the I Hate Castagnoli club as well, Joe?
Oh, no, I've always been a fan of Castagnoli.
Oh, okay, so me and Joe used to be on the same team, and now me and you are on the same team.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Claudio either. I think he's very professional wrestler, but
has he won you over lately or no?
I think he's playing I think he's playing the same role, which is he's the heavy. His job is to make sure that nobody gets to John Moxley. I don't know if he's doing a great job doing it, but yeah. That's
Well, I mean, maybe if he would have had Mox as his partner and not Pac.
Yeah. Yeah, but somebody threw him in. But you know what? I mean, here's the thing. He's strong as hell, and the crowd loves him. That's why he's getting the push. Lord Ryan Rich. It has nothing to do. That's why he's getting the push.
Oh, fine, well and good, but he can still die and.
Whoa!
Jeez.
We don't want people dying here. Even Todd McNasty
Character death. Character death, not real life death.
Okay.
This is pro wrestling. We're not.
The guy that sells murder kits. I'm just saying.
Well, you gotta make what sells money. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to make money, but I'm making it the sleazy way, not the.
Anyways, Renee's in the back with Ricochet. I mean, I'm not a fan of Ricochet as a promo guy. I don't like him. He talked up Brody King, and that's great. And he talks about it's this first time that they're going to face each other, which is great, and that's fantastic because I have a great single thought about that entire match. But Ricochet can't cut a promo. So he shows off the MVP card. He talks about how I have all the cards, and then whoop, he's gone. It just doesn't make sense to me why they consistently, don't tease it. Have him frickin' join.
Oh, it's happening. This is just like the wick is like a mile long. It's a really slow burn.
So this thing, I'm excited to talk about this because Ricochet, I didn't get what was going on at first because he was going on podcasts saying he is responsible for how good AEW is right now.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, what? But you know what it is? This is a heel character that he's creating.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely.
It's all just a heel character. He doesn't actually believe that. No one believes that.
No.
This is just a heel character that he's creating, and he started it tonight with as soon as he showed that card, something kind of changed, and he's like, "Pow!" And he was very heelish in his match tonight as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Lord Ron Rich.
I pretty much everything Canada Dry said, I agree with.
Okay.
FM, thank you for watching here. Make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, kick like, subscribe, and tell your friends.
Yeah, FM, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, then you guys can all come over your house, all your buddies, crack open some beers, and watch the podcast.
And you know what? If you want, maybe Lord Ryan Rich will start a cameo where I can do my custom rants for you for a nominal fee.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
You know, I've been thinking about doing my own brewing company.
Okay.
AFW Wobbly Pops.
Oh.
Okay.
AFW Wobbly Pops. Would you not drink a Wobbly Pop? That's an AFW on it.
I don't know what that is, but
I don't know
sure,
what that
think
is.
it-
Is that a Canadian
Oh, a
thing?
wobbly pop is a nickname for a beer.
Oh, okay.
I don't drink beer, so
I
unfortunately.
thought it was some cousin of an axolotl or some shit like that. I wasn't sure.
No,
what it was.
because like when you drink too many, like pop is a soda pop,
Like
right?
pop waddle, axolotl.
Wobbly pop you get if you drink too many wobbly pops.
Oh, okay. That makes okay. I guess that makes sense.
It's a nickname. I don't know. Maybe it's just a Canadian thing.
I'm pretty sure it is.
We also have one where we call it belly wash.
Okay, I got a few thoughts. I didn't get to talk about this match yet.
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, I love again, this is another match where styles make fight.
Yeah.
Like I love sitting there seeing Ricochet dive off the top rope and he just bounces
I
off.
thought we
of
were only
Brody.
talking about the
Yeah, we're just talking about Renee with Ricochet.
Yeah.
Oh, we weren't talking
That's
about the
why I
match.
didn't go
No,
any
we haven't
farther
gotten to the
either.
Ricochet
Yeah.
match yet.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. Yeah, his promos suck, but hopefully that won't be a problem much longer.
All
yeah.
right.
Like,
Like,
what do you think
I
about that
hate his-
card? Like,
I hate his catchphrase. Was it "to the moon" or "out of this world" or whatever?
Yeah.
It is the dumbest.
Well, if you
catchphrase.
think about it too, in the difference, like if you're trying to think about who you would rather have, Max Caster or Ricochet, Max Caster could speak for himself. Like he doesn't have a problem with that. So maybe Ricochet would benefit more from having a mouthpiece.
He
yeah, and
definitely
also
would.
he's strong.
Because those are the two kind of people they're kind of teasing right now. Could be the fourth is Caster and Ricochet.
All I
Well,
gotta
yeah,
say is-
if Ricochet and Caster join, Caster's gonna be the bitch of that group.
As he should be.
if I was booking Ricochet not joining the Hurt Syndicate, I would have him Shibata his promos. So at least that way you might get a minor pop.
Oh, that is brutal.
All right. Anyways, let's go to
Have
MJF.
Samantha record all of his answers, and he plays it off of his phone.
That would be great.
She's like she could come in and be his manager. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
She wants
That's
to
what she
sing.
wanted to do.
Let her go
That's what she
sing.
wanted to do in WWE.
Yeah.
But
Oh, she
WWE
wouldn't
did.
hit Burger?
She took the she did. She took the announcing job to get her foot in the door at the
Yeah.
company.
She thought she'd
And
be
she
a manager
wanted
or
to-
something.
She wanted to do more, but WWE only saw her as an announcer, so she's like, "Okay, I'm going."
Yeah.
And good for her.
Yep.
If you're not happy, if you don't want to do that no more,
That's right.
Out the door.
now she's acting. And I saw she already got one acting job. So
Yeah. All right, let's go to MJF. He arrives. All right. Next thing, Jericho in the New York Minute. Well, I'm sorry. We get Jericho with Cadona with a Cadona recap. Renee's with Macadona. Great. It was a good promo. I mean, it was basically a Macadona promo. I mean, which is not much different than his WWE promos as Zack Ryder. So you get what you get. You know what I
It's
I mean,
mean?
this
better
is what he's
because-
been doing on the indie scene too. So he's staying true to his like always ready character or whatever. Like he was
To
king,
me-
he was the king of belts for a while.
I mean,
to me, like this is better because I don't even remember him ever cutting a promo at all in WWE.
occasionally he cut one. He cut like one of the old school 80s promos where you're just like you're in the locker room and you're like,
Dude,
"This
you know what?
Sunday, I'm gonna kick your butt from ring post to ring.
You know what?
post. Get it, get it,
I'm-
get it."
I know a million times he said Zack Ryder is dead.
Yeah,
I would love for him to bring back the Zack Ryder just to have be a trios match with the Outrunners.
yeah.
I
That
don't
would
think
be
he
great.
can be Zack Ryder. I think it's WWE property.
No, but you can bring back something like that.
Yeah, you recently like that. Like call him Zack Attack or something like that.
Or Matt Ryder.
Matt
Oh,
Ryder.
it's Rack Zider.
Oh, that's it. All right. We get to our third match. It's going to be Adam Cole versus Baba O'Reilly. No, I'm just kidding. O'Reilly.
Great song.
Great song.
Great song.
What's the name of the band? Who?
The Who?
No, what's the name of the band?
Who?
The band.
Who?
Did the band and the Who ever play together?
I don't know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
We'll find out. I'm going to Google it later. Wow, that sounded dirty. I'm sorry about that.
Is your
I'm gonna-
alter-
I'm
We
gonna
go to
Google the
Cole.
size of that man's package later.
We
Like,
go to
that's
Cole,
just
we
things
go
that
to-
you don't say.
We go to
Hey, this is
Kyle
gimmick
O'Reilly.
infringement. Gimmick infringement.
I love that Kyle O'Reilly is involved in an actual big storyline. I don't like the storyline. I think the storyline is bullshit. It has been bullshit since the beginning of time. This is just a crap storyline, but I don't want to get into it because I want to save my rant for later. So, United Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom come out. O'Reilly reminds them, hey, you know, probably would have been a lot better if you didn't let Roderick Strong get hurt. We get another great wrestling match. If it's like watching Ring of Honor back in the day with just more people watching in the stands. Like, it was a great wrestling match.
Yeah.
MJF comes out. He tries to take out Adam Cole. He misses. He gets super kicked in the mush. He falls off. Has no bearing in this match whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, except Adam Cole gets the small boy pin. And
technically on the form, he did interfere, so that does count.
No, the question is, does he get physical with anybody?
He
did not. No, he tried to. He failed miserably. He did not physically contact anybody.
Who's dropping stuff on there?
My cat being an ass out in the kitchen.
It's the elves that I have captured here from Santa's workshop. I had a couple of house repairs I needed done, so I snatched them little some bitches up real quick and said, hey, do that before you get back up to the North Pole, big guy.
You said elves. I could have sworn you said elephants.
Elephants would have been much more interesting.
All I'm saying is, hey, it could happen. Anyways, yeah, MJF hightails it. O'Reilly is still bitter. He doesn't shake his hand. I mean, to be honest with you, like, why did MJF even have to be there? That seemed like a complete waste. And to be honest with you, it made him look like a clown. This is a guy who's got the diamond ring. Don't have him cut a promo, show it on the Titantron, clap his hands. Congratulations, Adam Cole. Blah, 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 blah. Heel promo. And then you meet him at World's End. That's it. Canada Dry, third match.
Now, I'm a little annoyed at this for another reason, because the way they booked this thing, they didn't explain it well.
Yeah.
The Battle Royal, then this.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know it was going to be at World's End, the winner.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be the next week. And then they were going to set up something later for World's End.
Yep.
So, like, that threw me off completely, because I went for Kyle, because I'm like, oh, they're going to do the same thing they did with Roderick.
Yeah.
But I didn't know the winner was getting a World's End. I would have totally predicted differently.
Mm.
So they screwed me with their booking.
Yeah.
The match was fine, and I'm glad that Kyle O'Reilly got a higher profile match.
Yeah, absolutely. Lord Ryan Rich.
Yeah, it was a good match. I like the way that Excalibur threw in that they faced each other so many times, and that O'Reilly had the one match edge. So this leads me to believe that they're going to have another one here within the next couple of months to break that tie. Like, that's where that's going to go.
Yeah.
So that's exciting to see, to know that they'll have another banger inside the squared circle. But I agree. I don't see why MJF was there just to miss.
Yeah.
That he would have been more effective on the mic, I think. Like, it was a good comedic spot if you wanted your crowd to laugh. I mean, that's fine. And I don't think MJF, he's more than willing to do those kind of things. So,
yeah.
But it was a fun match.
Okay. Joe.
Yeah. Once again, another good match. I'm curious as to where they go from here, though, with Kyle O'Reilly, because I don't know. Like, I really have no clue what the end game for him is. Like, is he going to eventually forgive Adam Cole? Does he turn and make Adam Cole lose at World's End? I don't know.
I mean,
because O'Reilly is the one acting as the complete douche and a heel in this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's the one who
I disagree. I think O'Reilly has the moral high ground.
No, he doesn't.
He's the only one that hasn't been involved in the Kingdom doing their bullshit with
and he's the one who stuck his nose in there and got all high and mighty. He's the one
We
who
like
didn't.
he should because he's got morality in his character. He's
But
the
no,
only one out
he
of all those
doesn't have.
people
He
whose
he
hands
didn't
are
save
dirty.
anybody, and he won't shake anybody's hand. He's acting like a supreme douche right now, plain and simple.
You're just jealous because you don't have a wrestler from your state.
I have LA Knight from my state. I'm good.
Yeah, he sucks. He lost the championship.
And I'm sure. I also have Stacy Keibler. Thank you very little.
All right.
Thank you very little.
Thank you very little.
I've never heard this before.
FTR is in the back. They give Asheville a lot of love. That's pretty rad. They gave Asheville as much love as they possibly could. The good North Carolina boys, and they did exactly what they needed to do. Then they gave Mox some love as well. But was there a purpose and a meaning other than calling out the Death Riders to meet them in the ring Saturday on Collision? It didn't make sense.
It does make sense.
Huh?
It does make sense. They had an altercation with them on
Well,
Collision.
no, I understand the altercation, but they rambled. Like, this could have been done so sweetly quicker than it was. And they rambled on and on and on.
I'm kind of hoping that this leads to like a 6-man tag match on the first on January 1st, and that's where Adam Copeland comes back.
Very possible.
Death Riders versus Copeland and FTR.
Yeah.
Because once again, even if it's just for one night, because once again, I know Adam Copeland's out filming season 2 of Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
But it's in those guys' hometown. I would be flabbergasted if Adam Copeland does not show up on January 1st.
It would be bewildering because it's a big show. It's the first show being simulcast on Max. So yeah, I mean,
They're going to want it to be big.
Well, and the thing is too, when you talk about a guy who's elevated in age. I mean, he's an old guy. He's an OG wrestler from the 80s and the 90s. So I mean, at some point, you have, if he's going to make a comeback and eventually contend for a belt, you need to protect his ass for as long as possible because he legit broke his legs. I mean, it's hard to come back from that at any age, but the older you get, the harder it is,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, throw him in tag matches, throw him in with FTR, let FTR get the shit being out of him, and let.
I'm hoping this somehow leads to Christian and him tagging somewhere down the line, but it doesn't seem like we're gonna get that for a while.
Yeah, no, because they're gonna bleed this storyline that they're doing with Christian Cage for months and months and months. Because I don't think they know what they want to do with
You know what I kind of hope they do with Christian? I hope he just keeps holding on to that, and then they do another one, and then there's 2 of them, because there's no stipulation that it's a year long, like with Money in the Bank. Just have Christian hold on to it for forever.
Yeah.
That would be a good gimmick to just keep being that. I'm gonna win the title one day.
Someday.
I'm the next future AEW champion.
It's this gimmick, yeah.
We go to our New York Minute with Jericho and the Bad Apple. You know what? It was what it was. He didn't start using other places. He stuck with pretty traditional New York areas and locales.
I don't know. I really like this promo with like, I just enjoy it. Like,
yeah, it's fun. I thought it was hilarious. He's wearing not only was he wearing a Rangers jersey, he's wearing his dad's Rangers number, which I thought was pretty cool. Because for those who don't know, his dad is a pretty good hockey player.
His dad just had a birthday last week too.
Yeah, Ted Irvine. So played for the New York.
That's the only reason they were in Winnipeg, where Jericho was born.
Yeah.
Or grew up.
Yeah.
He grew up, born in New York, but
yeah,
he grew up in Winnipeg because his dad was signed to a contract there.
Yeah, he played for the Jets. 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 Sorry. Anyways.
Suck.
Continental Classic recap I thought was really good. Kyle Fletcher, 9 points. This guy's 3-0 in the Blue League. So Very interesting. Not exactly. I figured it would go that way. I didn't think it was going to be that kind of way. I mean, they're basically,
And on top of that, look at who he's beat. Like he beat Okada.
yeah,
Like,
he straight out beat Okada.
But he cheated twice, so.
yeah,
Matter. You win, you win. It's a contest.
But when you cheat a little bit, you take a little bit off for the loser. Basically,
Yeah.
she pulled my tights.
Yeah.
It's not a clean win.
Hey, when you're on the streets, it's called street justice.
Yeah, that's true.
Next thing, we get Shivani with Darby Allin. It's a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone. And then for some reason, Darby Allin starts punching himself in the face. He bleeds, and he says, "This doesn't bother me. The blood doesn't bother me." Cuts a pretty decent promo, but it's not. It's a promo we've heard thousands of times from Darby Allin. I mean, this is not anything new exoplanet searching in the universe bullcrap. So, who wants to add to this?
Yeah, I don't think it needed to be anything like, it's Darby Allin.
Yeah,
I don't think it needed to be anything different than what Darby Allin's been bringing to the table. He's just questioning what John Moxley's real ethics are.
Yeah,
and I don't think he's buying what John Moxley's selling, and that's all he has to put across.
okay. Lord Ryan Rich.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much a standard Darby promo when he's in this kind of position. So it was pretty much business as usual, but it was all right.
Okay. What about you, Joe?
I missed this, so I just want to throw something else out there. Did you all see the rally on Monday that they had out at Texas?
Yeah,
I heard about it.
Yeah.
because most people were at work.
Yeah. Well, Sting made a surprise there and basically gave him the endorsement of a lifetime, saying you're going to be world champion in the near future. And he still intends to climb Mount Everest and plant an AEW flag.
He knows that AFW flag will take it.
Yeah.
Somebody could sneak and do the switcheroo. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what's this AFW flag doing up here?
Let's go to match number 4. It's Ricochet. He's going to be taking on Brody King in a Gold League Continental Classic match. Here is my only note. This is what a Cessna this match basically is what it would look like if a Cessna airplane just nosedived right into a mountain. Brody King swatted this man out of the air, pummeled the living hell out of him, beat him within an inch of his life, and somehow Ricochet got the win. And it was a great match. I mean, don't get me wrong, I thought it was an absolutely fabulous match. But it's basically like watching King Kong swatting,
the airplanes.
Canada Dry, 4th match of the night.
You're right. It was an absolute banger. When Brody King swatted him from the air onto the ring, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in pro wrestling. It just looked good.
Yep, absolutely.
Ricochet got some serious boos.
Yeah.
Like he was getting boos. He was doing the crotch chop. He's doing the guns. Like he's doing a heel turn here, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know why they just didn't bring him in as a heel already and have him be the first arrival for the Hurt Syndicate. But that's just me. What do I know? Lord Ryan Rich, your thoughts?
Yeah, the match was fun, and Brody King just continues to look like a monster in this tournament, kind of like he did last year. I figured that Ricochet would come away with the win somehow. With his little MVP stuff earlier, I didn't know if they would show up.
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting that they didn't.
Yeah.
But the match itself was fun. I liked it. Brody King's he's a big man. He's a large man full of man meat. And when people start going, oh, 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 when he takes all that man meat and he rolls it to a ball and hits you in the corner, makes my pancreas hurt.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
All right, Joe. How's your
Okay. My favorite moment in this match is where Ricochet jumps off the top rope and Brody King just does the old Street Fighter Blanca or like E Honda block where he just sticks his chest out and the guy just bounces off.
Yeah.
I love that. But and then I will say, like, this heel turn that is coming, like, I really like it because it's not your typical heel turn.
Yeah.
Like, you saw him on the outside. He's like, he stopped for a second. Because Brody exposed a turnbuckle. He looked at it and said, you know what? Yeah, I didn't do it, but fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And he took him out. Like, it's a different take on a heel turn, which I'm here for because it's better than just the average, oh, let me get a chair or let me do a low blow. Like, there's some thought behind it, which I like.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we're going to be doing the flower shop shortly.
Yeah.
And for the flower shop today, we're going to be talking about our favorite retro sitcom.
Okay. I like that. That's not a bad idea. Let's roll with it. All right. So we get a warning from Tony Schiavone that Action Andretti and Leo Rush are in the house and they wanted to say something. And then I got very confused because when the camera switched, it was actually Private Party who was there. And then Action Andretti and Leo Rush show up and presume to challenge for the tag belts. And that's when Top Flight comes in and says, what have you guys even done to deserve a shot? In which Private Party says, I'll tell you what, you guys fight you guys, and whoever wins can take on us at World's End or whatever. I don't know where they're going to fight.
And then I turn around and said, what the hell did Top Flight do to earn a shot at the tag titles as well?
So remember when we talked earlier about how WWE's tag division just sucks donkey balls? Well, guess what? If Private Party's only talent in order to have an opponent to fight is between Top Flight and Leo Rush and Action Andretti, you're screwed.
Like, you know what?
There's plenty of good tag teams.
There's plenty of tag teams. They're just they're not focusing on it, which is my chief complaint.
Yeah.
Because I will say, PWI came out with its list of top tag teams for the year. You know who they put as the number one tag team in all of professional wrestling?
Who?
Jade and Bianca Belair.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And PWI.
No, I know. No, PWI did the best they could this year for professional wrestling.
Number one. They're not number one.
But there's no number one team. That's what I'm trying to get at. In WWE and AEW, tag team wrestling has fallen off a cliff.
You have a point, but still, Jade and them are not the number one team.
No, not even close.
You got to remember that PWI was strictly kayfabe. Title reigns, how long they held it.
The shoot, they suck.
Renee's in the back with Monet and Anna Jay. You know what? I am impressed with Anna Jay in the ring. I think she is leaps and bounds far surpassed where she was last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We're talking about a girl who's been with AEW since the beginning. In the 5 years that she's been with AEW, she has not learned how to cut a promo. She is horrible. She cannot cut a promo. And I think that that's what kills the momentum for this match, because Mercedes can cut a promo. But Anna Jay cannot cut a promo. Canada Dry?
I think you're really hard on Anna Jay with the promos.
I am.
Because I think she just recently started doing them. Like she wasn't doing them early on.
Keep going. I'll be right back in a second.
But yeah, I think you're being a little hard on her. But yeah, I this segment here, Anna Jay could have, she's saying this monotone sort of voice, but that's just Anna Jay, right? Anyone else's thoughts on this?
I mean, I didn't think that it was bad in terms of a promo. I thought it was one of her better ones, and so like leading up to a match, I think that that's hopeful.
Do you think that JFB is being hard on Anna Jay?
I can't say hard because she's getting ready to go for the TBS championship. Like, so you're getting championship opportunities, so you have to be able to be well rounded if you want to be champion. And so I don't think he's necessarily being too hard, but I do think that he maybe doesn't acknowledge the progress that's already been made.
Okay.
But like the way that they're talking about Monet's like had 10 defenses, she's had the belt for over 200 days. Like those are the kind of stuff they start throwing out when they drop the belt. That's right. Tell them.
I've never heard of this tag team.
But I don't know. It's making me think twice at least, which is what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
Any thoughts, Joe?
Yeah, like I feel like she's gonna win the title. Like Mercedes,
I'm scared to back her.
I know, I am too, but look, Mercedes has been in the mid card long enough. She is, I'm assuming, the top paid woman on that roster. You don't pay someone that money for them to not be the face of your division.
Yeah, but
or at least to be in
she's not the
at
face.
the top of the card for it.
She's a TBS champion. She is not top of the card.
Exactly. I think it's time for her to drop the TBS title and go be involved in the world title picture. Because honestly,
I think you're right, but I think it's too soon because they got to finish this thing with. We'll talk about later on.
We'll talk about later on.
Yeah, there's something coming, so they got to.
I mean, to be fair, that what you're talking about, I'm assuming you mean Camille. That doesn't need the title.
No, I'm talking about Tony, Tony and Mariah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, but that's something different. I'm just saying. I'm not saying for Mercedes Moné to drop the TBS title and then the next week she's getting a world title match.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah, because I think you need to. You
got to have a cool down period. You need a cool down.
Cool down, build her back up, and then.
Yeah. What you do is you have her lose the title. Maybe Camille takes her out. She goes off TV for a couple of weeks. Have her show up the Dynamite after World's End. Build her up. Have her take out Camille, and then who knows, at Grand Slam Australia or something. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to our main event. We got Mina Shirakawa. She's taking on Mariah May for the Women's World Championship. I'm happy about two things about this match. I'm happy about three things, but the two things during the match was we finally have a contender for Mariah May, because right now the women's division in AEW is not great. If anything, it's on simmer.
Yeah,
and I hope that with Jamie Hayter coming in, that would add it to a boil, but it's not. They're going to contain her in a small little bubble for right now until fans get used to her. Britt Baker's doing Cobra Kai or whatever, So
I'll be honest, I haven't missed her.
Yeah, I haven't missed her either. But the other thing I was really happy about is we didn't get a traditional Stardom match. This was not. I've watched these women wrestle before in Stardom. This was not a full 100% Stardom match, but it was an Americanized version of it. There was a little bit more punching, a little bit more slapping than normal, but the move set was fan-freaking-tastic. The near falls were fan-freaking-tastic. Mariah May retains, and then we get Tony Storm. So the retirement was the retirement of timeless Tony Storm because she comes out as punk rock Tony Storm, and the crowd goes bonkers, and Mariah May is stunned, and Tony Storm looks like a new person, a person rejuvenated, reborn like a phoenix. The look on her face, the emotion on her face was just beautiful, absolutely wonderful. Now I'm going to get into my rant, and I'll make this as short as possible. Because at the end of the day, do you want to know what really grinds my gears? In the audience, you had Thunder Rosa, who we know we're not huge fans of Thunder Rosa. She's too dangerous.
She wants money for tacos.
Yeah, she wants money for tacos. But here's the thing. She's holding a sign that says, "You're not my champion." Now, I don't know when this whole rigmarole started, and I'm assuming it started on either Rampage or Collision, which I don't watch all that often. But Thunder Rosa does not belong in there. And the fact that you even hinted that that's an angle, possibly, is repugnant. Mariah May, on the talent level that she's at, deserves a better storyline than you sticking her with Thunder Rosa, and you just keep making your champ look like a chump. Why Thunder Rosa had TV time is beyond my understanding. Canada Dry main event.
Wow, I didn't realize you could hate Thunder Rosa that much. I'm not a Thunder Rosa fan, but I don't mind Thunder Rosa falling victim to Mariah May because she's a former champion, and it's just going to give Mariah May more credit. People she beat in her championship reign. Thunder Rosa is not winning.
Yes,
clear.
No, absolutely not.
But I don't mind that. Thunder Rosa is not a bad wrestler. I don't think she is. She's a selfish wrestler sometimes.
I don't think she's a good wrestler now. Since her injury to her back, I think she botches a lot of moves. And she puts a lot.
We'll see. I hope this is on a Dynamite, so we can talk about this match and we'll discuss it.
Oh yeah, we will.
Because I think it will be a good match, and I think Thunder Rosa will look good. Even though I'm not a fan,
it's
clear. I think she will look good.
Okay, Lord Ryan Rich.
Yeah, the match I enjoyed. I thought it was good. They have really good chemistry. The false finishes were really good. When it was main evented, when it was announced I was going to main event, I was like, are they actually going to let Mina get the belt? But I figured it was either going to be that or Tony Storm would come back.
Yeah.
Now, as excited as I am about Tony coming back, I'm very worried because the timeless Tony Storm was such a strong character that it was so different and people clung to it so much that I don't know if people are going to care after 2 weeks about Tony Storm anymore. I just don't, because it was just so interesting. How do you go from that back to what you were before that? I don't understand that. I realized that she couldn't be timeless forever and all this. I get all that, but it just, I don't know. Something still feels weird about it.
Really quickly, I just thought this was Mina Shafir's Shirakawa. They both got a Mina name. Mina Shirakawa. I think it was her best match in AEW.
Oh, yeah. 1,000% yes.
Yeah, but she's she had a dance partner that she was familiar with, so that's not surprising. With Thunder Rosa, I've never liked Thunder Rosa. I don't think she's that great of a wrestler. I'm good for her for all the success she's had, but I don't think she needs to be sniffing any title scene anywhere or be any like. There's other people who deserve TV time over her.
Just an idea. Could Thunder Rosa ban a red herring for the Tony Storm?
No.
Like
think
yourself as
so.
like this is just a minor part of it, like just to throw you off.
Right. I mean, if that was their intent, I think that was pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Because I think that you announced what was going to happen when you made that the main event.
Yeah. I mean, for the love of God, Tony Khan needs to get someone that knows how to book women's matches.
Well, I mean, it's just the simple fact that the women don't main event much. So,
yeah,
if they're honestly, I don't think this should have main evented, even with Tony Storm coming back. I think that hell, you could have opened with this match, and I think that the opening match should have main evented.
Yeah, I understand why they did it, and I think I think it's them paying. I think it's them paying respect
to the Storm for sure.
For doing what she did. Because I mean, here's the thing. It's exhausting to play a character.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when someone like her who keeps it kayfabe 24/7, it gets exhausting. And sometimes you kind of blur the line between who you really are as a person and this character that you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
Ask Jim Carrey when he played Andy Kaufman.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense to kind of just say, hey, we really, really do appreciate what you've done with your run as champ and give her the due respect that she deserves by having her come out looking like a badass, I
will say, when she came out, she had this look of relief to me. Yeah. Like, I get to be me. I don't have to be the character, and they're still responding to me.
Yeah.
But I will say, this match, I liked it. And it was a great television match, but I would love to see this on pay-per-view because I feel like there's a fifth gear these two girls could hit. It feels like it could go a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And I would love to see it.
All right.
But real quick also, like you made this comment earlier, JFB, that you said the women's division was on a simmer.
Yeah.
And this is why. They put everything on a hold until which I think is to the detriment of the division until Tony Storm came back, which I think is kind of dumb. And also, Thunder Rosa, I don't care. I would rather see Willow in that spot.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Here's the thing, though. You're hot on the boil now because Tony Storm is back.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of whether you put Tony Storm over or you put Mariah May over, you are in the same situation you're currently in right now, which is you don't have anyone to make your champ look good or to be the person that defeats your champ and starts their reign. Because all you have right now is Tony Storm. You can't. It's not Mercedes Moné. It definitely is not. It's not Jamie Hayter. Both of them are involved in B stories, and that's going to be like that for a while. I think the problem is that Tony Khan has problem booking female talent. I think he's got Vince McMahon syndrome. Because I feel like, who's up next? Harley Cameron? Come on.
No, Harley Graham. Get it right.
Oh, yeah. That's right. She got married, right?
No, she's wrestling in a hologram mask while he's out injured.
Oh, that's right.
Harley Graham. Not that she married Joe Graham or anything.
No, I am married. No, don't start that bullshit.
So, yeah, I mean,
is your wife watching?
No, she's sleeping.
Oh, we're good. She's not going to watch a replay of this.
So we're at the end.
I was like, you don't know.
We're at the end of the show, which means we have to enter into one of my favorite stores. They're taking orders they will get you, you have about another 4 days to order if you want to get your shipment in before Christmas. That's all I'm saying. And the place to go is ProWrestlingTees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all of your Adrian Adonis gear. As always, in the
it's time for the flower shop.
Yeah, you get best match, best segment, your favorite retro sitcom,
Bell rating.
Number of bells. Canada Dry.
Our mathematician, Commissioner Joe, he's going to calculate up those numbers and give us an average score. Yeah. I don't know why that is so funny coming from.
He literally sounded like R2D2. Just about out of power. Or
it is 11:30 my time. I am running out of energy.
Canada Dry, you go first.
I just asked that my kind brethren here on the show don't Bob Barker the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Just asking you nicely. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. All right. So I'm going to go with a match that I really enjoyed just because it was such a different size and speed game.
Yeah.
Was Ricochet and Brody King. I really enjoyed this match. I loved Ricochet's heel turn. I loved him getting booed.
Yeah.
I love that he might be part of the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
I loved everything about this match. My segment of the night, it was kind of weak on segments, so I'm going with the New York Minute with Chris Jericho.
Okay. It's a good pick. Really was. And favorite retro sitcom?
You cannot go wrong with Seinfeld.
Okay.
Like, I think this is where the borderline of retro is.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say is that retro?
Well, I'm going 90s.
Okay.
If you're 90s, I think you're safe.
Yeah, I think 25 years ago, I think is good enough for retro.
Yeah.
So if you're picking The Office, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
But
And Bell rating?
Seinfeld, I can watch this show over and over again. Like, even though, and I'm still picking up little nuances of little funny things. I'm like, how did I miss that last time? And that's funny. The rating for this show, I'm giving it a 3.85.
Yeah. All right. Lord, what you said 3.85?
Yes.
Wow. That's a little low for you. I'm gonna start holding you to higher standards. Lord Ryan Rich.
My match of the night is going to be the opener. It was just fun to watch. I love Orange Cassidy, so for me that was my favorite match. My favorite segment was Darby because he punched himself until he bled, and that's just fun. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
My Bell rating, I'm gonna go with the 4.05.
Okay.
I would have given it probably higher, but there were good matches, but I don't know if it like flowed.
Yeah.
Maybe if I don't know, it just felt kind of weird. So that's why I kind of gave it where it was. Favorite retro sitcom. Let's take a blast back, folks. We're talking about Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Parker Lewis. Did they only have like one season of this show?
No, I had like 2 or 3.
I don't even know what that is.
What? You don't know about Kubiak?
I'll have to say Kubiak was the best.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, not even close. Dude, Parker Lewis was the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Well,
it's basically it's a Timu version of Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Basically what it
in
is.
TV show format.
Yeah.
It was amazing though. Like synchronized watches. Like I used to watch it like on USA every Saturday.
It didn't have the shelf life as some of these other shows, but it was good.
It doesn't matter. A lot of things in the 90s didn't. That didn't mean they weren't awesome.
I was a fan of the show, I'll have to say.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
All right, Joe.
I get what JP says. I want to see what his show is.
My match of the night is Claudio and Ospreay. Love that match.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with New. My segment, I love that Bandito vignette. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm giving it 4 bells. And then for my retro sitcom, I am torn between 2. That being Full House and Family Matters.
See, that's kind of where I was heading to, was something TGIF.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
which
you threw me
one?
off with the Seinfeld.
But I
Which
think
one? Which one are
I
you
think-
feeling more to? Which
you
one
know
do you?
what, honest? I think it's
If you had to
like
kill one with a gun, which one would you kill?
I think it would be. I think I would choose Family Matters because I love the dad in that show.
Yeah.
Carl was he was such a badass cop.
Yeah.
Like, and he didn't take no shit from nobody, and I loved him for that. So I think, and of course,
a
like,
lot of shit from Urkel.
well, yeah, but like even like Urkel, like he's just for a long time, like I felt like that kind of kid. So it was very relatable.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna give my nod to Family Matters.
Okay, can you just do one thing for me? Can you say, "Did I do that"?
Did I do that?
I don't know why it's so funny for you.
Man, oh man. What did you give it for a number?
4.
Okay. My favorite match, honestly, it was the women. It was the main event. I thought it was a
I
great
love that we all picked different matches in this.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
That's how you know you have a strong card.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it told a really concise story in a very small amount of time. That was the only bad thing about it. Which leads into my favorite segment. Toni Storm's back, and she is back with a vengeance. Because just her look, like she looked like she was happy. Happy to be back, happy to be the old Toni Storm, happy to not have to deal with the craziness of being timeless all the time.
Let me say, this is going to be a different Toni Storm than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. And my number of bells, I'm going to 4.25. I thought it was a great show. There were a couple of little misses like Private Party and, Thunder Rosa. But other than that, it was a solid show.
Before you get to your show, let me just do 4.0375 is our average.
I need some sound effects with that, please.
My retro, I'm going to go with something that is a fun thing to watch. I grew up watching it, and that was Good Times. I love
Oh,
Good
you're
Times.
really retro.
Yeah, and it's on Peacock. I watch it, just when I want to hit that nostalgia of just being like 7, 8 years old, and I turn on the TV and watch Good Times, and always followed by What's Happening, which is my second favorite.
All right, really quick.
Yeah.
Honorable mention for TV shows. I'm going with Three's Company. You know the one where they had a misunderstanding?
Yeah.
That one.
Okay. Lord Ryan Rich.
Highlander.
Oh, Highlander.
Is that a
Twister and
sitcom?
Joe.
Yeah, I'll just give it to the other show I talked about, Full House.
Yeah.
Uncle Joey, Uncle Jesse,
I'm gonna take my second one and go with X-Files, which I'm currently.
It's not a sitcom.
Oh, sitcom. That's right. I'm sorry.
Highlander isn't a sitcom either.
All right, guys. All the links are down below. Clacky on your keyboard. Join AFW. All of us did really well. I think I did pretty good this week. But click on the links. It'll send you to everything you need. Get one of our t-shirts, prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. Get all your gear. Just look cool. It's the holidays, baby. Go ahead and shower your friends with gifts of t-shirts from Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yes.
On behalf of the Dry, Lord Ryan Rich, and the Commissioner Joe, I am the almighty JFB.
And this is Todd McNasty back to close the show. And sometimes you're struggling with some stuff. Maybe use some of my lube and wipe off all that dirt and grime and stick your fist in the air. Oh, yeah, that feels nice, doesn't it? Yeah, you like that. Put the devil in a sharpshooter. Oh, yeah. And just keep fighting.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Tony Schiavone for the All Fan Wrestling Network.